The United States Supreme Court is not taking Juan Merchan out of his chair as he considers whether and when he will sentence Donald Trump for the 34 felony count conviction in New York, nor are they going to disturb the gag order that Judge Merchan put in place over a year and a half ago, or almost 2 years ago, against Donald Trump in that matter. That in a new ruling by Justice Alito, of all things, of the United States Supreme Court. I'm Michael Popok. You're on Legal AF and the Midas Touch Network. And let me break down for you a little followed case, but one that is, I thought, very, very interesting. It was not brought by Donald Trump. The case to try to overturn the gag order was brought, I assume for publicity purposes, by a little-known litigator in New York and New Jersey who also has a podcast. No, it's not Michael Popok. It's a guy whose last name is Joe, or his name is Joe Niernan, and he has a podcast called Good Logic. Okay. And I guess he decided he wanted to get some publicity for his podcast. So he filed a petition that started in the New York state court system at the appellate court as the petitioner. Donald Trump, not the petitioner, but of course impacted by the ultimate ruling. And Good Logic tried to argue to the appellate division, First Department in Manhattan, that they had a First Amendment as members of the press, they had a First Amendment right, a First Amendment press right, freedom of the press right, to ask Donald Trump questions about Judge Merchan and his family and have Donald Trump answer them. But because Donald Trump was is under a gag order, which he remains under, they couldn't get comment. And so they brought the case arguing that the gag order should be overturned primarily on two reasons. Both are wrong. One, that Judge Merchan's daughter has a job, and the other that his wife has a job. I think MAGA and people that support Donald Trump just don't like women who work or vote or have reproductive rights. In particular, they argued, and I've heard this now ad nauseum, this is about the sixth different time a court has had to consider whether Judge Merchan needed to recuse or disqualify himself because his daughter worked for Democratic causes in fundraising. And the answer is, he doesn't. He is allowed to be an independent person from his daughter and vice versa. And so the fact that she makes money helping to raise funds for Democrats doesn't have any impact on the ability for Judge Merchan to be fair and impartial. There's never been a link. He doesn't get money from his daughter. I think it goes the other way. He doesn't get money from his daughter. He doesn't work for the daughter's company. He's not pulling a pension from them. He's not an equity owner. He has no relationship to the entity in Chicago that his wife works for. And now this podcaster decides he's also going to raise the issue that's been falsely circulating falsely about Judge Merchan's wife, Lara. So apparently Lara had worked for about 3 years in overlap with Letitia James, the New York Attorney General, and she worked in that office for about 20 years, overlap with Letitia James for about 3 years. She's a career prosecutor type, and that position kind of comes and goes. She hasn't been in that office for quite some time. She's been working for the Nassau County and Long Island District Attorney, working in that office. So again, just a wife that has a job. There's no overlap. The case wasn't prosecuted by the New York Attorney General or the Nassau County District Attorney. The case was prosecuted by the Manhattan District Attorney, and there's no overlap. And the fact that Judge Merchan's wife works apparently successfully for 30 years or so as a prosecutor has no impact or moment on this particular case. But to the podcaster, let's try to get the gag order lifted. Is it that, or is he really just trying to get some sort of publicity for a little watched or a little listened to podcast? Let's do some brainstorming. What's something that works so well that it's basically magic? Like air conditioning, noise-canceling headphones, meetings-free Fridays. What about selling with Shopify? Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage? Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're delivering daily news digest and hot takes on law and politics or serving up sensational scoops, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, up to 36% better compared to other leading commerce platforms, and sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Shopify makes it easy for you to show up exactly the way you want to. Customize your online store to your style with gorgeous flexible templates and powerful tools. Once you start selling, Shopify makes getting paid simple by instantly accepting every type of payment. And Shopify grows with your business no matter how far or big you grow, thanks to an endless list of integrations and third-party apps. Anything you can think of, from on-demand printing to accounting to chatbots, everything you need to revolutionize your business. What I love about Shopify is how it turbocharges your dreams to make them a reality, so that no matter how big you want to grow, Shopify gives you everything you need to take control and take your business to the next level. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S., and Shopify's the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's extensive help resources are there to support your success every step of the way. Because businesses that grow, grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/legalaf, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/legalaf in lowercase now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. That's shopify.com/legalaf. So he brings it to the appellate division, and back in May 2024, the appellate division and 5 justices of this is the intermediary level appellate court in New York, said no, denied, petition denied. There's very good reason why the gag order needs to stay in place. You know, you have to subordinate the rights of the defendant to other criminal justice rights, and he doesn't get to say and do anything he wants. Gag order stays in place. Well, Joe Niernan didn't like that answer on behalf of Donald Trump, so he filed an emergency petition with the United States Supreme Court. Now, because it came out of New York originally, the first stop on that train is Justice Sotomayor, who is responsible for evaluating emergency petitions before they hit the full 9 justices of the Supreme Court if it comes out of New York. And so she saw this emergency petition to overturn the ruling and overturn the gag order, and she denied it back in October. Well, would you believe, and I'm sure you can now by the tenor and tone of my story, that Joe Niernan didn't like that answer. So he resubmitted an emergency petition, and it got assigned to Justice Alito, I think because Niernan now lives in New Jersey. And so New Jersey is the Third Circuit, and the Third Circuit is covered not by Sotomayor, but by Alito. So Alito gets it. And now we've got what I believe is the final nail in the coffin for this case, where Alito, on behalf of the court, has rejected once again good logic versus Juan Merchan, the judge, to try to lift the gag order. And that is also an implicit recognition by the United States Supreme Court that the gag order is appropriate, both the one that's had been posed against Donald Trump and imposed against Donald Trump by the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals in the federal case involving Judge Chutkan, affirming Judge Chutkan's original gag order against Donald Trump to go after witnesses and prosecutors and their families, and here in the state court proceeding, which is still pending. I mean, Jack Smith has dismissed without prejudice the D.C. election interference case federally, and has tried to do a similar thing at the 11th Circuit about Mar-a-Lago. But the New York case is post-conviction. We already have a jury verdict, 34-count felony conviction against Donald Trump. And now we're just waiting on the sentencing. So gag order stays in place. In fact, if I were Donald Trump, I'd abide by it. because if he continues to go after Judge Merchan and others, it could enhance his sentence when Judge Merchan gets around to sentencing. We've got some other reporting that's coming up that I think is very interesting about Donald Trump's giving another reward to one of his former failed criminal defense lawyers in Alina Habba. But for now, that's the reporting. Gag order against Judge Merchan stays. Nobody's buying the argument that because his wife and daughter have a job and draw a paycheck, that makes Juan Merchan biased. We're not living in the 1940s where women had to stay at home, or an automatic assumption that the one disqualifies the other. Last I looked, even though I was shocked at the time of the election, last I looked, we are living in 2024. I'm going to continue to follow it all at the intersection of law and politics. Catch my new show every Tuesday night here on the Midas Touch Network. We're calling it, wait for it, Popak Live at the intersection of law and politics, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on this YouTube channel. And then we got a new Legal AF YouTube channel. We formed it a couple of weeks before, actually, the election, just to be ready for the thousands of lawsuits that are going to be filed against Donald Trump that are coming up, and keep a close eye on his confirmation process. Legal AF MTN, help us grow that other pro-democracy channel. So until my next reporting, I'm Michael Popak. In collaboration with the Midas Touch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories at the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.